It's just like clockwork. Every time you turn around, there's something new going on the stock market. Take a look at this. Trump seeks to cut restrictions on marijuana through a planned order. They're saying that the president is expected to direct agencies to reclassify marijuana as a Schedule III drug, which will make it similar to some common prescription painkillers. What does that mean? That they're gonna make it such that it's simpler for most people to be able to get marijuana federally. So right now in your state, it may or may not be easy to get marijuana. There may be loopholes, but guess what? Even those loopholes will disappear if this goes through, and you won't even need a loophole. Why is that important? Because it's really good for the cannabis related businesses, which I personally consider to be a trade, as in if I invest into it, I gotta wait long term and I could see it grow consistently. But with trades, I gotta pay attention to them like a hawk. For those of you that don't know, I'm Keenan Grace. Hit the like, hit the subscribe if you want to find out about stock market news, how to trade better, and how to be a better investor. I've helped hundreds of thousands of people at this point to become financially free and help themselves to get to where they need to go. And you may have missed out on some trades that I sent over on Instagram. You can follow me there for free, family. Keenan Grace 1. I got about 62,000 followers at this point. Follow me so when I send out more information, you'll be able to get it fast. I'm gonna put the link in the top of the description, but I'm also gonna put it in the top comment so everybody can find it. I had put an option trade on there. We made money in like 10 minutes, and I had put a stock trade on there, and this one is a long term, and we already making money on it as well. But I want to put you up on some game related to this cannabis industry because a lot of people don't know how to navigate it. So whenever you are getting into a space where you don't fully understand, all right, what makes a good cannabis stock, what doesn't make a good cannabis stock, what makes a good pharmaceutical stock, where you don't understand it, what I want you to do is this. You're looking up the industry leaders. What does that mean? The top players in the game, because they already figured it out mostly. So if they are in the top space, then it's very likely that they are doing something better than other companies. So this is the first step. How do you do it? You will literally Google top cannabis stocks by market cap. Market cap meaning how big the company is. That's gonna be your first step. Then when you go and do that, it's gonna change sometimes because they're very similar in price. First one that comes up today is called TRUL. That's the ticker symbol. And it's True Leaf Cannabis Corp. They're a $13 stock. They have 64% today, and they're a $2.6 billion company. Why are they up 64% today? Again, they one of the industry leaders. If not today, they're the one at the very top. But here's the issue with this one. You can't get it in a US stock market very easily. So then you have to scroll to the next one. This one is TLRY. This one you can get in a US stock market, and this one is up 44%. But here we go with something that you might have noticed, those of you that pay attention close to the details. Have you noticed that the first one, it went up 64%. The next one that you could get in the United States, it went up 44%. Why? Because people like to go with the industry leaders, which can change. And this might give a chance for TLRY to become an industry leader and to overtake the other one. So this is currently a $1.4 billion company. So the other one is about $1 billion bigger than this one. So that's actually very significant. But both of these companies are bringing in losses. They're not profitable. So what does that mean? Keenan Grace, I see that as a trade, something I gotta watch like a hawk if I play it. And then I gotta remember the 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. I gotta trade with the chart and not with my heart. Meaning, whatever the chart say, boom, get in. Okay, I get in there. The chart say get out here, I'm getting out there. And a lot of you guys need to work on that so you can become a sniper in the market. It's gonna really change the game for you. Cut the losses and make your winnings bigger. So let's look at what's going on with them that's important. Remember, it's a company. Every time you're looking at a company, you gotta think, what are they earning? So every quarter, I'm looking at this on Moomoo right here, and it says they earn about $200 million in about 3 months. And we can see that the earnings is kind of going down. But that was before we heard about this Donald Trump thing with changing the schedule to a Schedule III, making it more like prescription painkiller level. So since we can't trade TRUL in the United States very easily for most people, even on Moomoo, they saying you could paper trade it. You could go over to TLRY and then think, all right, how do I trade with the chart now in my heart? What I encourage you to do is go to the daily time frame, meaning every single candle is 1 day. You're going to look at the 200 EMA, 200 exponential moving average, again, which I teach you how to do. If you don't know how to do this, you definitely need to subscribe to the channel so you can start seeing these things for what they are rather than what they just look like. So at this point, the 200 EMA is under the $10 level. That's where I would prefer to get into a stock like this. However, I understand that if this thing cannot hold on to the $9 level, if it come down there, then this thing is likely on the charts to head back to the $3 level. But we got some new things going on in politics that could potentially push them up. And where might they try to push it up to? Notice this is a $12, $13 stock, TLRY. But if you look at this red line right here, this is called the level of resistance. When it go up there, it resists it. But if it pass it, then this is the $15 level. If it can pass this, it's gonna try to attempt to go back up towards the $23 level, which is 100% gain from right now. But you gotta watch out for it to fall under the 9. If it don't fall under the $9 level, then that is looking like a good entry on the chart. I wanted to tell you what's going on with the news and news catalyst related stocks, but I got something even better for you, some long-term investments. This one is called VUG, and I'm about to put you up on some game right now, family. Put 100 in the chat for your boy. VUG, Vanguard Growth ETF. Why I told you about ETFs is because in a previous video, I was telling you how to look at them and compare them when you think about the performance. Remember, the stock market on average give you a 10% return in a year. But when you look at VUG, in the last 3 years, every year, 1, 2, 3, it gave us about 29% return. That's amazing, family. That's how you double your money in like 3 years, which sounds like a lot. But when you an investor, that ain't a lot at all. I'm telling you, the pandemic, I told you this in the past. It just happened 5 years ago, family. Wait, 5 years? Yeah, family, it's about to be 2026. It's almost 6 years ago that the world experienced COVID-19 shutdowns. So let's look. Why are we looking at this? We like the growth and performance of this. I always tell you, compare it to something like a VOO. When you look at VOO, their performance is amazing too, at 22%, but we see the 29% on VUG is better. But that's not even the game I'm gonna put you on. Let me walk you through this. An ETF is something that's like a basket of stocks that are being held in there. 9% of this VOO is Nvidia, 6% is Apple, 6% is Microsoft. But let's go back to VUG. VUG, which is performing better than VOO, is made up of 12% Nvidia, 10% Apple, 10% Microsoft. But here's the kicker, right? I had got a comment from somebody that said, Keenan, QQQ is the best one. It's the best one of these index funds, ETF related things. Remember, those are like a basket of stocks. So then I'm looking into it and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? You got to look deeper to see why something is better than the other. And this is some game I got for you. It's called the expense ratio and the management fee. So when you look at VUG, the expense ratio is 0.04 and then the management fee is 0.03. And this is held under Vanguard. Now you're thinking, what is that? So you notice how all of these things are certain percentages of stocks, right? 9% Microsoft, 10% Apple. Family, there's a company managing that, so they paying attention to it. They taking the losers out and putting the winners in, and they charging you a management fee and an expense ratio for this. So let's look at QQQ, which had similar performance to VUG, that 29%, but let's look at what they charging you for this. So they charging you the expense ratio of 0.20% and 0.20% for the management fee. So they charging you over 4 times more just for the same exact performance. QQQ is great, but VUG is doing the same thing, except it's charging you less to do it. If I needed you to cut my lawn or I needed you to clean up for me or something, and then you're gonna charge me $100 and then you do a great job, okay, cool. But what if there was somebody else who would do the exact same work for $50? Why wouldn't I get that? Most people will go and get that because they thinking about how they preserve their own money. So then that is why people will pick up VUG instead of QQQ. I'm gonna leave it there. Family, I love y'all. I wanted to put y'all up on some wealth. And the reason I'm doing that is because we looking for long-term growth. We looking to get financially free. We looking to get out of the corporate plantation. We looking to be able to travel the world. We looking for just beautiful things in this world, family. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Add me on Instagram. I'll see y'all in the next one. I got the link in the top of the description. And I'll see y'all again. Take care.